In today's show, crypto analyst Tone Vays says Bitcoin breakout not over yet and that a 300% rally is likely within the next 6 months. That's right, in his most recent episode of Trading Bitcoin, Tone Vays goes on to share, I'm pretty damn bullish right now. I don't know if that's stupid or not, but I'm pretty damn bullish. I haven't been this bullish since early 2017. As for his long-term Bitcoin forecast, the veteran trader believes that Bitcoin is poised to ignite a massive rally within the next 6 months. He goes on to share, let's be reasonable here. Let's say we have a 300% move. That takes us to $50,000 per Bitcoin. However, Vays believes Bitcoin will suffer a massive devaluation after going as high as 50,000 before recovering and climbing above 100,000. I'll be breaking all this down for you right here in today's show. Also in today's episode, Analyst research says Bitcoin pattern echoes early days of prior exponential rallies. Check it out. Bitcoin is displaying patterns that have historically occurred before massive breakouts, potentially indicating the start of the next exponential bull run, says research agency Analyst Research, who just recently tweeted this chart. Bitcoin echoes patterns ahead of previous major breakouts. I'll be breaking all this down for you. If history is any indicator, Bitcoin may soon ignite a parabolic rally that can send Bitcoin well above $100,000. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin just experienced its highest close since early 2018. In today's show, I'm going to be sharing 5 Bitcoin price tips for you to watch out for this week. We'll also be taking a look at the latest from Plan B of the infamous Stock to Flow, who says S&P implied Bitcoin price right now $40,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin back in the green and pumping above 13,100. Some of the altcoins are in the green, some are in the red, but where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. Let's kick it off by diving into today's top story of the day. Crypto analyst Tone Vays says Bitcoin breakout is not over yet and that a 300% rally is likely within the next 6 months. Let's break it down. Veteran crypto strategist Tone Vays says the big Bitcoin breakout has more gas left in the tank. In his new video on Trading Bitcoin, Vays explains why he believes the bullish rally that pushed Bitcoin above resistance of 12,000 is not over yet, and I'll include this episode in the show notes below the video in the description. Now for some of the highlights, he goes on to share, that is exactly what I'm kind of foreshadowing going into the future. We still have this triangle right here, and we can still pull back into this triangle, but I do think that right now there is still enough FOMO, fear of missing out, to get us higher into that $13,000 range. As Bitcoin draws near its next resistance level at 14,000, the crypto analyst predicts that market participants will start to take profits. He goes on to share that breather could be horizontal consolidation, or that breather could be a pullback all the way back down to 12,000 or even as low as 11,500. And although Vays sees a correction on the horizon, he is long-term bullish on the world's most dominant cryptocurrency, as he should be. He goes on to share, the monthly view is going to be great. We're going to close as the second highest month ever, and we got a shot at closing at the highest month ever. If we can close at 14,000, that would be the highest monthly close ever, which would also be absolutely great. Let's go BTC. I do feel Bitcoin can definitely break out above 14,000. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Vays also highlights his current personal sentiment on the king of all crypto. He says, I'm pretty damn bullish right now. I don't know if that's stupid or not, but I'm pretty damn bullish, and I haven't been this bullish since early 2017. As for his long-term Bitcoin forecast, the veteran trader believes that the Bitcoin price is poised to ignite a massive rally within the next 6 months. He goes on to share, let's be reasonable here. Let's say we have a 300% move. That takes us to $50,000 per BTC. However, Vays believes Bitcoin will suffer a massive devaluation after going as high as 50,000 before recovering and climbing above $100,000. I'll also point out that the Stock to Flow model predicts a $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of next year. Tone Vays shares, I can see a 50% crash, which would take us to about 20,000 to 25,000. Let's say we go back to 20K, the prior swing high. And then from there, I could see this would be fast. I could see see a slow grind back up to 50,000. And from this 50,000 area, or let's say from the 40,000 area, we go up another 300 to 400%. This is something that's realistic to me. That takes us to say $150,000 per Bitcoin from there. How long would it take? Well, before the next halving. Let me know if you agree with Tone Vays' bullish price predictions in the comments right down below. And once again, I'll include this episode of Trading Bitcoin in the show notes below the video in the description. And before I break down our next story of the day, Analyst research says Bitcoin pattern echoes the early days of prior exponential rallies. But first, let's take a look at the overall crypto market, with Bitcoin up 1.88% for the day, trading above $13,140. We have Ethereum down 0.6%, trading at $405. XRP barely in the green, trading at 25.3 cents. We have BNB up 3%, trading just above 31 bucks. Chainlink in the red, down 2.3%, trading just below $12. And Miss Litecoin down about 0.5%, trading at 57 bucks. So as you can see, some of the altcoins are in the red as some are in the green, but it's good to see the Bitcoin price climbing back on the move once again. All right, now for our next story of the day. Let's break it down, shall we? Bitcoin is displaying patterns that have historically occurred before massive breakouts, potentially indicating the start of the next exponential bull run, says research agency Analyst Research. In a Twitter post, Analyst Research suggests that Bitcoin is currently forming a pattern that has preceded the bull runs of 2012 and 2017. Let's check it out right here on Crypto Twitter. Bitcoin echoes of patterns ahead of previous major breakouts. And as you can see on this graph, we've had a 91% correction, a 80% correction, as well as an 83% correction before going parabolic. It's about that time once again. And now checking out this response from Nunya Business, who shared something he shared back on August 7th, 2019. Every Satoshi that can be stacked and hodled below 14,000 is a gift. Once Bitcoin has a monthly close above 14,000, there's a good chance it never looks back. And once again, he wrote this on August 7th, 2019, and it couldn't be more relevant than it is right now. According to the independent research boutique's chart, Bitcoin has historically corrected at least 80% from boom cycle highs and then consolidated for over a year before launching and ensuing a bull market. If history is any indicator, Bitcoin may soon ignite a parabolic rally that can send Bitcoin well above $100,000 as the stock to flow model suggests. Now, widely followed market analyst Peter Brandt offers his own insights on Bitcoin, highlighting the role of growing institutional interest into the largest cryptocurrency. He goes on to share here on Crypto Twitter, Bitcoin, if current gains hold through the end of October, is poised for the second highest monthly close ever. Institutions are increasingly involved in Bitcoin ownership, and institutions mark the value of their assets monthly. And he included this graph. I'll include all this in the show notes right down below. And in addition, rating agency Weiss Rating says Bitcoin is still the clear leader in the crypto space as it surged above the key level of 13,000, which is Bitcoin's 2019 high. We touched about 13,300. Investors piled into Bitcoin this week, and this rally spilled over into other crypto assets. At the same time, investors are sticking to high quality names primarily, as we're seeing the most strength coming out of the larger cap coins. Bitcoin is the go-to asset for traditional investors looking to diversify their holdings into cryptocurrency. As such, anytime we see Bitcoin take the lead, we can be certain that new money is entering the space. This is a prerequisite of any sustainable crypto bull run. So there you have it. And before I break down our next story of the day, Bitcoin just had its highest weekly close since January of 2018. And I share with you 5 Bitcoin price tips this week. First, let's take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $396 billion with $82 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance still on the climb at 61.3% according to CoinMarketCap. And now checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Flexicoin up a whopping 109%, now trading at 1.1 cents. We have Cybervein up about 25%, trading at 13.2 cents. Filecoin up 24%, trading above $38. Reserve Rights up 11%, trading at 1.6 cents. And Elron up almost 8%, trading at $8.90. And now checking out the biggest losers within the top 100 in the past 24 hours, we have Energy Web Token down about 6%, trading at $6.12. Waves down about 5%, trading at $3.21. Uniswap down 4%, trading at $2.78. And YFI down 3.7%, trading just above $13,700. Now, out of this list of the biggest gainers and losers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the BitMEX margins, we can see the bears are barely back in control. It's almost dead even. And I swear, before I hit the record button like 10 minutes ago, the bulls were dominating. But hey, welcome to the crypto market. That's what it is. Shorts are currently leading 51.7% versus 48.2% longs. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the crypto greed and fear index. Yesterday, for the first time in a long time, we were in extreme greed with a 76. Today, we're a 75 in greed. Last week, a 55 in greed. And last month, a 45 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the crypto greed and fear index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. Now let's take a look at the latest from Plan B of the infamous stock to flow model. He recently tweeted, "This is going to be very interesting. Will Bitcoin S&P correlation hold or break? S&P implied Bitcoin price is now $40,000, as we can see right here in this chart, and he included along with it right here. Of course, the main driver of the S&P 500 and Bitcoin going up is quantitative easing, central bank money printing. S&P Bitcoin chart seems to show that sensitivity of S&P and Bitcoin to quantitative easing is proportional / constant. In the same time that the S&P did 1 to 3,000, which is 3x, Bitcoin did from $1 to $10,000, which is 10,000x. So there you have it, coming directly from Plan B. And this guy, CoinStats, responded, they want to print more. And Plan B put, yes, they want to print more because they want inflation, because inflation eats the debt away in real terms. Central bank digital currencies will accelerate inflation because now central banks can bypass fiscal policy of governments and give money directly to the people. So there you have it. All right, and before I break down our final story of the day, we do some Bitcoin technical analysis, and I share with you 5 Bitcoin price tips this week. As Analyst says, price growth will go vertical in early 2021. First, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 575 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to help support the YouTube channel. If you're listening or tuning in on a different platform outside of YouTube, the direct YouTube link is cryptonewsalerts.net. You can also find us on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. The links are right here in the description. You can also follow us on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is crypto news yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, as I am, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, as I am, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Bitcoin starts a new week still at 13,000 and wholly unfazed by any problems in the global economy. What's next in store for the king of all crypto? The banks to follow PayPal Bitcoin adoption. That's right, last week's announcement that payment giant PayPal would support Bitcoin and 3 altcoins for 2021 continues to have an impact on the price action, as it should. There's over 300 million users on PayPal. Talk about mass adoption. When the news hit last week, Bitcoin abruptly surged beyond 12,500 to hit new highs of 13,200, subsequently reaching 13,370 over the weekend. Reactions among veteran Bitcoiners were mixed, with some warning consumers to not let PayPal hold their crypto for them, as restrictions are already known to apply. Nonetheless, consensus remains that Bitcoin has crossed the major adoption hurdle. Even David Marcus, co-creator of Facebook Libra digital currency scheme, which PayPal previously abandoned, was bullish. He went on to share, "Exciting to see more mainstream financial service players getting on the crypto bandwagon," he tweeted on October 25th. His words echo forecast by Virgin Galactic chairman Chamath P., who on Thursday likewise said that Bitcoin was now not optional for major institutions. That's right, you now have JP Morgan Chase embracing Bitcoin, and they once called it a fraud. Why are they embracing it now? Because they have no choice. They need to adopt it or get left behind. That's a fact. Multiple corporations have added Bitcoin to their reserves in recent weeks and months in a concerted effort to reduce exposure to fiat currency inflation. That's because as the QE, quantitative easing, continues printing trillions and literally stealing trillions out of the economy, what's going to likely happen to the US dollar? It's going to continue to lose its value. So if these major corporations don't want to lose tremendous amounts of money, they need to hedge against inflation and put their money where their mouth is, into Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin sees its sixth best weekly close in its history. That's right, at 13,000. Bitcoin sealed its second highest weekly close since January of 2018 on Sunday, and its sixth highest ever close. On a technical level, this is no mean feat. Bitcoin has beaten out long-term weekly resistance at 11,900 and also held those higher levels. Retaken and holding 12K has been notably absent even from Bitcoin's most successful periods since the end of its bull market in late 2017 when it reached its all-time high of 20,000. When do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to reach price discovery mode, breaching its all-time high set back in December of 2017? I personally feel it's going to happen here in the fourth quarter of 2020. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments right down below. In both 2019 and earlier in 2020, brief spurts above 12,000 all ended in rejection and a retreat to lower levels on the weekly time frames, as you can see right here on your screen. This week's close thus provides another turning point for Bitcoin, and analysts are hopeful that its significance is genuine. I do feel it is. Others are more conservative prior to the event, with Cointelegraph Markets analyst Michael Van de Poppe eyeing a short-term pullback. Van de Poppe said that the area just below 11,500 is essential to hold in order to maintain current trajectory. He goes on to share here on crypto Twitter, "I think this is a likely scenario, not expecting a clear breaker above 14,000 yet, a retest the previous resistance zone to build momentum towards the next rally towards 17,000 beginning next year." And Bit Harrington responded, "That's bearish in my opinion, and it really doesn't fit the previous cycle and my personal Bitcoin roadmap for 2021. I believe in a new all-time high in March 2021 or earlier." Touche, and like I said earlier, I feel it's going to happen here in the fourth quarter of 2020. Who do you agree with, Michael Van de Poppe, Bit Harrington, or myself? Drop me a comment right down below. And the next thing to look out for this week, central banks expected to expand stimulus worldwide. That's right, across macro markets. Meanwhile, the mood is decidedly less buoyant as the week begins. A combo of tightening coronavirus restrictions, moves to inflate fiat currencies by multiple central banks, and U.S. election uncertainty is weighing on the sentiment. Just a week before polling day, a fresh spat over Washington agreeing coronavirus stimulus has added the market skittishness. In Europe, eyes are open on the European Central Bank for an expansion of its own monetary stimulus program, already worth $1.5 trillion. The central banks of Japan and Canada are also due to announce updates on their virus response this week. In terms of actually getting back to pre-COVID or trend growth, it could take more than a year. Chris Chapman, portfolio manager at Manulife Investment, which also has $660 billion in assets under management, told Bloomberg on Sunday the timing of the recovery will be delayed, but there is still expectation of a vaccine at some point next year. All I know is this: there's no way in hell you can inject a vaccine into my bloodstream for a virus less deadly than the seasonal flu. Hey, just saying. Also, the US dollar currency index with Bitcoin has shown considerable inverse correlation, has begun to trend up in recent days, while the stocks are starting the week on a downward slope, as we can see very clearly right here on your screen. Now, the fundamentals are also coming off record highs and are further suggesting that Bitcoin may take a breather in the coming weeks. Network fundamentals are showing signs of cooling off after recent growth. According to data from resources including BTC.com and blockchain, difficulty and hash rate are or will be trending down in the short term. Difficulty, an essential measure of miner activity, is set for a 1.6 decline at the next automatic readjustment in 6 days' time. Currently, it's at record highs. Now, estimated weekly average hash rate, meanwhile, has been sloping downwards from its own highs since October 18th. As of Monday, the average is 133 exahashes per second, with the record standing at 146 exahashes per second, as you can see right here. For Bitcoin bulls, however, the old adage that price follows hash rate remains firmly in play, as Max Kaiser loves to point out. In an interview with Cointelegraph, which I covered in great detail in yesterday's episode, RT host Max Kaiser showed no signs of concern. For Max Kaiser, price action has even higher to climb to match the hash rate levels seen recently. He goes on to share, the price lag versus hash rate is due in part to the existence of ish coins that muddy the waters. He said, as Bitcoin dominance climbs, this distracting noise will die off and we'll see price catch up to the hash rate. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Max Kaiser. Now, next is Plan B of the stock to flow model, who says January 2021, we will see a vertical Bitcoin bull market. That's right. For quant analyst Plan B, the coming months should provide more of a shock to the system for Bitcoin market participants before a slowdown and consolidation phase begins. Creator of the stock to flow family of Bitcoin price models, Plan B, who has been satisfied with Bitcoin price performance since the latest block subsidy halving in May, says price has confirmed exactly exactly to stock the flow's demands, and the latest jump has proven no exception. Looking ahead, he argues that the huge supply buy-up seen last week will accelerate to a peak before dying off. As we can see right here on crypto Twitter, exactly how I see it: supply shortage after the halving eats into the pool of Bitcoins available for sale and leads to increasing supply-demand pressure until it snaps a couple of months later. Actually, I calculate the vertical phase of the bull market to start January/February, rocket ship to the moon. A further tweet ahead of the weekly close reinforced this idea. This time, the focus with Bitcoin's relative strength index, known as the RSI. Plan B tweeted right here: if you were not here during the 2013 or 2017 bull markets, current Bitcoin price rise is just a small taste of what's next. Weekly RSI in the 70 to 90 range. We haven't even started. So that's right. As you can see, the creator of the Stock the Flow is extremely bullish on the king of all crypto, as he should be. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Crypto analyst Tone Vays says Bitcoin breakout not over yet, and that a 300% rally is likely within the next 6 months. He goes on to share on his episode of Trading Bitcoin, let's be reasonable here. Let's say we have a 300% move that takes us to $50,000. However, Vays believes Bitcoin will suffer a massive devaluation after going as high as 50,000 before recovering and climbing back above 100,000. Then he says we're going to witness a big crash and then slowly grind back up to 50,000. And let's just say from 40,000 area, we go up another 300 to 400%. This is something that's realistic to me. That takes us to say $150,000 per Bitcoin from there. How long would it take? Well, before the next halving. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Tone Vays. Also, in today's episode, I shared Analyst research says Bitcoin pattern echoes the early days of a prior exponential rally. As you can see right here on your screen, Bitcoin echoes the patterns ahead of previous major Bitcoin breakouts. Also in today's show, I shared with you we just had the highest weekly close since January of 2018, and I shared with you 5 Bitcoin price tips to watch out for this week. I also shared the latest from Plan B of the infamous Stock the Flow model. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right. And turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description to register for this free system entitled OPM Wealth. You'll be glad you did, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Deuces.